Hey everyone, remember when I said the dream was that what does it take in the way of work to be able to create a large website project where many websites are going to get made, all of them niched in such a way that they're laser focused for answering the right questions that are being asked for their angle, for their emotional intent, so that you have an army of websites that are out there working on themselves. It's really 100% AI controlled businesses constantly improving themselves to fight for your business. But what did we want? We wanted to minimize the effort necessary to kick that thing off, right? So we created the AI manager. So first you go on the website. I should do this in the right order, right? Say you're choosing something, you're going to make websites, and say you're doing it as an entrepreneur out of your garage. So you're drop shipping, you're running an Amazon store, you're coaching, selling coaching programs, or you've got an app and you want to promote it or whatever. So you're going to start building your income system. You're going to go ahead and choose if you want to pay by credit card, PayPal or Stripe. You're going to come down and decide how many websites you want, and then you're going to run those. Now, if it's $750 a month and that sounds expensive, remember, each of that's for 10 websites, right? One of them is $75 a month. But what's the point? $75 is less than the cost of an hour to a company for a month of a full-time crew, like 8 people per shift, 3 shifts per day, and the weekends with stand-ins. So that there's never a time that somebody got up to use the restroom and left their desk, right? It's always packed. So what would you do? You would call the order in. Now, that was an amazing, amazing thing, right? So once you decided you're getting 10 websites or however many you're getting, it really doesn't matter. You can get a bunch. And you decide you're going to go for it and you're going to activate it, right? Now what? You have this many websites coming to you for your project, and they can be spread around strategically, metro areas in the biggest areas in the US, or they can all be concentrated on one city. All you have to do is talk to the AI manager about what you want your project to do, and it'll ask you questions, and then you'd hang up the phone. It would be like 15 minutes and you're done. You just did all the work it takes for the year, right? And now AI will run everything for you, and you can always call in and tell it things you want it to do differently, or updates or upgrades, or if you're adding something new or offering a discount, no problem. You have access. You'll have a phone number. You can call in, and all of your websites will cascade the training across them and catch up and do the right thing as soon as you do. Otherwise, it's 100% hands off. That was amazing, but guess what? We took it further. I mean, that was yesterday. So after you subscribe, you can prepare the setup, right, that you need. So like this is all just to subscribe. Now let's say I wanted to prepare for the 10 to 15 minute call, but hang on there. So I would need what? I need to put in the name, email, and phone that I use for my subscription. I got to prove myself, right? Then what? Then I come down to the business info, company name, if there is one, or just say, hey, we're starting something new. So you leave it blank. What's the nickname going to be? What's the industry type? What do we do? Maybe you're plumbers and you do everything but sewer drains. So you just make that clear. Okay. Main purpose of the business is what? Target city and state. So like for instance, up here, what do you do? If you're a roofer, you do roof repair, roof replacement, roof financing, but maybe not roof restoration. So I ought to make this a little more clear. I should say, what do you do and what don't you do? But that's okay. It's just over the phone. You'll be asked what you do and what don't you do. But I'm going to take this further. City, state, street, zip, contact name, last name, best phone, best email, contact care, customer contact for the website, etc. Is there a website already? If so, are there competitor websites that you really want to just beat? These are the guys that are the most competitive to you in your mind or to your knowledge, and you really want us to pay attention. You just put them in, right? Now that you got the information ready, you can call. But wait a minute. You don't need to call anymore. Here's what we did. As long as you filled this out and made it crystal clear, why call? So you can just submit it. So all of a sudden that 10 to 15 minutes went down to like 5 to 10 minutes, right? Except we went even further. See this? Most people complete this in under 2 minutes by using the shortcut link below. Oh, that's this guy here, which when you first land on the page, it kind of makes itself really obvious, right? Oh, I see it. Okay. Well, anyway, so you're going to use that. Whoa. Tell us about your business idea. Describe it in the box. If you're on a desktop or a laptop, you can start speaking by turning on the audio and then just follow the quick reference. Say all the stuff you would normally have to fill in the fields by hand. Just say it out loud. You know, your business address, you can say it out loud. Business nickname, name, and everything. You can say it all out loud. You can say, this is my name, first name, last name, personal phone number, the phone number I want on the website. Here's the email we use on the website. Here's my personal email. We're doing Chicago Plumbers Are Us, and we do everything except for sewer, and just talk it out. But if you're an affiliate and you're drop shipping, explain it. If you're doing stem cell activation, explain it. If you're selling the iTier device, explain it. Just explain it. And you don't even need to be all that precise, because remember, it just needs to know the core information about you. And if you do include a website you have already, it's going to do the research on your site. But if you don't have one, it will do all the competitive research and then decide how to create your stack of websites to be competitive with those guys. So you don't even need to know your competitors. The system is going to start training itself on all that after you submit the form, like a proper 100% business company should. They don't just start creating the content on the website. They got competitive analysis to do first. And figure out all the angles, figure out the emotional impacts, and then test the emotional impacts against the angles to see if there's enough searches to justify making those. And then laser focus them all, decide on all your geographies, decide the spread, start coming up with, it's going to brainstorm the names of your domains, and then check to see which ones are available, buy the good ones. It knows the budget and how much it can spend max on a domain name. And then it's going to upload templates to everything. Then it's going to start figuring out the angles, the emotional intents, proofing them out. That's where it even got to the domain names. It doesn't even start with the domain names until it knows what each focal point of each website is, so that then it can buy the domain name about that focal point in that area. It can buy a domain name that uses some combination of location, focal point, emotion that relates to whatever that is that you're selling. And so it does that site after site after site and make sure that they don't overlap. So when we create all the content, it's not spammy, because it's totally focused on all the different angles from different emotional intents. How insane. This takes 2 minutes to say out loud when you follow this pattern. You know what? Anyone on a phone who decided to go to the website, decided to scroll down and get the goods, can do the exact same thing on their phone, and they can either use the built-in microphone on their phone, or they can use their own talk-to-text on their phone, whatever's more comfortable. By the time you hit that button and it fills in all the fields, and you just scroll through it, double-check, make any corrections, then submit, that's it. Can you imagine launching a 200 website industry takeover and it took you 2 minutes of work, blah, 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 and you never had a website to begin? That's where we are. It's absolutely astounding how to pull that off. And we've done it. And now, that's not the end, because guess what we're working on right now, and it's going to be done within 48 hours. All the different language angles, so that this can naturally be spoken out in any of the languages that we support, so that we can do email campaigns, we can talk over the phone, all the assistants, everything that are generated on the websites that have the right domain extensions for the names, like .de, .cn, .fr for France. And when you call the number, they'll speak to you in the right language. How's that? That's going to be done in the next 48 hours. So then if somebody is on the French version of this page, all the stuff is in French. They speak in French, generate the fields in French, update the fields, submit in French, and it'll create French websites. And if you're telling it the location to use, it understands the locale, so that when it generates content, when it generates images, when we go generating video, it won't just use the right language. It'll look like it's from the right place. That's crazy cool, and that's where we are now, just so you know.